Hi everybody, I'm Mirko D'Alessio from Università Politecnica delle Marche, and I'm very glad to have this opportunity to share our research with you. This work focus on the new communication opportunity offered by the latest immersive and interactive technologies in the museum field. The aim is to present a workflow for the conscious creation of immersive and interactive experience, starting from scientific digital survey with intent to describe and explore industrial archaeological heritage. The outcome of this process was also included in the Wunderkammer Mark exhibition held last summer in San Severino Mark. The subject of our work is the Ceci hydroelectric plant located in San Severino Marche in the Canucciaro area, an industrial hub built in the Marche hinterland around the 1919. It was dedicated to the production of chemical products such as caustic soda and calcium chloride, using the electric energy. This site is important for the industrial history of the Marche region, as it was one of the first industries in the central Italy, not only able to use the electrical energy from the national grid, but also to generate its own using the kinetic energy of the water. The purpose of the exhibition is to give the community the opportunity to rediscover the industrial cultural heritage of this area by entering and visiting an accessible site. The project began with a digital survey of the site, conducted through scans to document and reconstruct its geometries, along with 360-degree panoramic images. This data acquisition served as the foundation for the creation of the digital representation. For the creation of the experience, we followed a workflow typical of the multimedia production, characterized by pre-production, production, and post-production phases. The first phase involves the identification of the narrative themes and the executive strategies. The second phase focuses on producing all the materials necessary for the experience. The final phase is about the creation of the actual experience, integrating all the content with the chosen interactive system. The pre-production phase was carried out through 5 different steps, aimed at identifying all the narrative themes, the interactive strategies, and the digital material necessary for the experience. In the first step, we identified 2 main themes, the history of the site and how the machinery works in the hydroelectric plant. In the second step, the themes were structured according to the selected narrative strategies. Specifically, it was decided to use an external voiceover to provide information and description, while allowing the user the freedom to choose the content to listen according to the predefined hotspot, creating a guided exploration of the factory. An introduction scene was planned to present the theme and the project. The second scene is about the site history. The central part was dedicated to describe the machinery inside the plant. And the last one, the conclusion, was planned to recap the all-over functioning of the plant, accompanied with the final message of the narrator. At this stage, a dual path was planned, one for the adult and another one for the children, characterized by simplified language. In the storyboard phase, a visual dimension was given to the chosen narrative and interactive sequence. In the intro, the user is presented with an overhead view of the main hall of the factory, showing a point cloud visualization derived from the digital scans to contextualize the documentation work that has been done before. In the scene one, the user is at the entrance of the plant, where the elevated point of view facilitated the narration of the plant's historical phases. In the scene 2, the user is inside the plant, and by pressing a system of buttons, he can select the content to listen, while activating levers, they can move between points of interest. Visually, the user will have this interactive element in front of them, while on the left side there is a panel useful to recapping what has been heard, and on the other hand, useful for understand how the various machines interact with each other. In the conclusion, the user returns to the entrance, symbolizing the exit. In front of them, there is a fully activated control panel, which helps summarize the overall functioning of the plant. The animatic outlines the animation that need to be realized. A specific sequence of light was designed for the interactive button. So the user can press the round button, the corresponding icon will be highlighted in front of the user and on the summary panel on the left, as we can see in this animation. Then the subject of the active description will be highlighted in the scene space. Um, uh, then a counter as a clock will be triggered to understand how many contents you have listened and how much remain to complete the experience. And once the four elements have been activated, the lever for moving to the next point will become active, which will be indicated by a light turning near it. Additionally, we have designed a color coding system to suggest possible interactions. Yellow indicate that the content is available, red that is not, and green that has been activated or is playing. About the sound design, different sounds were planned to correspond each type of interaction, highlighting their use. Additionally, as each machine is selected, each sound will be activated, gradually simulating the full noise of the plant in operation by the end of the experience. In the production phase, we created all the necessary content for the experience. Specifically, for the virtual sphere, a 3D model of the interactive console was developed, drawing color and feature from the digitized real environment. The environment of the plant was created using spherical panoramas captured during the acquisition phase, highlighting the object described during the experience. The visualization of the point cloud for the introductory part was done in Blender, working procedurally with geometry node and rendering it in a rectangular format. For the sound aspect, the descriptive text were written and validated by experts, so the audio files of these descriptions were generated using an AI platform. For the sound design, audio clips were downloaded from free database and mixed together to give the correct sound effect. In the post-production phase, all the 3D, 2D, and audio material were assembled within the game engine Unity to create the interaction and so the final app. The interactive system was realized to be enjoyed sitting on a chair, but allowing, in any case, 6 degrees of freedom. The scene transition system, as well as the teleportation feature, was implemented using a fade-in and fade-out system to prevent the user from perceiving a natural movement, thereby reducing the phenomenon of motion sickness. All the logical functionalities characterized by the sequence of animation, light, sounds, and scene was programmed in C# using Visual Studio. To facilitate the user experience, hand tracking was chosen for all the interaction, avoiding the use of controllers made possible through the XR asset developed by Meta. The system to select the language register was realized in mixed reality. This feature helped to create a direct connection between the user and the museum operator during the initial phase of the use of the system, making it easier to resolve problems or misunderstanding since the user can see the operator. To simplify the management of the app, a reset function for the experience was implemented using a proximity sensor. When the headset is removed, the experience restarts, facilitating the transition between the users. Now let's see some clips from the final experience and the introduction scene with the visualization of the point cloud. Then the animation set up for the lever in the scene 1. The interaction system to recall the content and the summary panel on the left to see the content selected. The conclusion with the recap of the function of the entire factory. This project involved the creation of a virtual experience for museum aimed at enhancing the territory of the market hinterland, specifically its historical industrial heritage. The implementation of the experience was characterized by a conscious procedure for enhancing digital heritage, focusing on four central points: scientific digitization of data, creation of digital experience, training and education for museum operators, feedback survey. Regarding the last 2 points, a training days was scheduled for the operators before the inauguration of the exhibition to explain the functioning of the app and of the headset. And for the feedback survey, we collected data during the temporary exhibition by questionnaires, and it is currently being analyzed. Regarding the future development, we will finish the collection and the analysis of the satisfaction surveys. And additionally, we want to extend the experience by introducing a new path dedicated to the Assen power plant, another important hydroelectric plant located in San Severino Marche, considering also the result of the feedback gathered. Thank you for your attention.